Greetings, travelers. How can we get there? Living fully in our most fulfilling reality. Completely breaking the mental and physical prisons that want to hold us down, that are intended to hold us down. You know, the first step, I think, is we should not fall for any kind of discouragement, despair, threats, anxiety, or anything like that. That is what the system, the control system, uses in order to get you discouraged. So don't fall for that. We should be open-minded even under distress or anything, challenges coming up. That's part of the game, I guess, though not very fun game. So the openness is kind of a key here, I think, in order to stay in a lighthearted energy. This lighthearted energy carries you further with way less effort. Also, you are not susceptible or as susceptible to negative emotions or kind of the swarm intelligence's thoughts and opinions that they push on you. So this extreme resistance to that is kind of what they want, or the system wants, and the NPC normies, the swarm, is kind of the executive power of that. So they either know what they're doing, they're select few who know, or they don't. Either way, they push that shit on you. And that should no longer concern you, to be honest. That should no longer concern you. If we are in this kind of open-minded state, in this lighthearted state, in this flow state, or we try to achieve that, then we are more likely to see the synchronicities, to see the beauty that aligns for us personally, but also, in our vicinity, in our reality that we perceive and how we perceive it. To run around like that and to perceive these synchronicities, if you've never really tried it like that, it feels odd, it feels off. It's almost like something, an internalized pattern, a thought pattern or a dogma is that was instilled in us, is fighting against that. And the inner critic is kind of very active in these. It's not like saying things like it's not real or it is imagination. There are other people in the larger field of spirituality or esotericism or something like that. It's like witches and stuff that they use these words as buzzwords to sell you something, or maybe there is like a psyop going on as well. In many of these areas are, and to dilute the information and how it works. But for many it does work. And if people haven't experienced that, what a synchronicity really is or what it even feels like I said, it can feel rather odd, but once you experience more of it, it's kind of a positive feedback loop that strengthens you in this practice and also gives you better results. All of this comes from the inside, from a place of inner truth, inner knowing, and inner trust, and trust in God. if you feel you're struggling and the attacks or, inner thoughts or outer words that are, if they're impacting you more than you want to or more than you thought, there is this practice of inner strength, cultivating the chi, especially in the lower dantian, in the energy container that is located below the belly button. And so different qigong practices, you can look it up online. This is another rabbit hole. There are so many schools, but the lower dantian breathing or exercises or meditation is pretty universal. You can find these in many practices. So this is kind of a good, I think, method, because it was also used in martial arts, or is used in martial arts, but back in the day it was more advanced in the old texts or ancient myths, but also like stories or anecdotes were told that these fights, what you see in anime or in movies, where the samurai stand off and no one draws the sword in a duel, then maybe there's even a inner monologue that explains that, like, oh, he's too strong or whatever, I have no chance, he defeats me in 2 moves, or I can defeat him in 1 move, or I can defeat him as soon as he gets into the range of, into a radius of 3 meters or whatever. It's kind of interesting. If you look for it, you can find these themes or these kinds of, it's not a mental battle, but it's an energy battle. It's an energy exchange. And the aura is also something that is connected to this. It's kind of also the killing intent that is also often discussed is part of that too. And sword intent, it's kind of how well is the martial artist or the fighter trained in chi manipulation and in the fighting technique that he uses. And therefore some unique combination is created that gives off this energy and impression on the opponent. And so oftentimes, if true masters are facing off, after staring each other for 15 minutes, someone resigns and basically lets himself get humiliated by the victor because he knew that the battle is already lost. It's like someone resigning in a chess game many moves before the actual checkmate. The better they are, the more they know that they've already lost. And so a beginner would, play it to the bitter end because he can't see that he already lost. Physical energetical exchange, like these stand-offs, this is also the case, or it's described as that. And I think there's a great deal to that, even just in our daily interactions with other people. Some people are naturally more dominant, and this doesn't necessarily mean that they want to manipulate or are on the dark triad kind of side. It could just mean that they have naturally more energy, more chi acting in accordance to their will, and therefore they have this, kind of, it's actually aura as well. Like the modern term for it, it's kind of a radiant pressure. And you can use that as well, and you can cultivate that, even if you feel nothing right now and threatened by everything. You can strengthen that. And especially if you're aware of that, you can use it even better. It even works if someone is not aware of that. But then oftentimes the defensive chi or, some workings are going on. They're projecting something outward, whatever. But as soon as someone comes in and has the same amount of strength, but with more control, with more technique, they essentially lose. It's just, they don't lose a literal battle, but the dynamics of the interpersonal energy exchange basically shifted. And remember, technique in this case also means mental focus. Because where the mind goes, where the attention goes, energy flows. This is pivotal to know. In every practice, in every physical energy practice, in every martial arts, even in every spiritual practice, astral travel, lucid dreaming, manifestation, all these things, creating your own reality. Where the attention goes, energy flows, and that's where you can use this. Rituals as well. Words, so spells. It doesn't matter what. If you give it attention and energy, and if you believe in it, there is much more energy going into it and flowing through this maybe outlet or medium that you focus on. This is also the reason why there are many practices, for example, divination practices that are so different from each other in different cultural groups. You can see so many different divination techniques. It's insane. It's awesome. It's wonderful. But why does it work? Or why do they have success? The good ones, the ones with training or talent, because they believe in it and because also they're backed by their cultural heritage. And so this is also a big factor. But we oftentimes don't have that. We are separated. And so we can lean into our ancestral lines as well. But we don't necessarily have to. We can pick something that resonates with us. So this should give you a wonderful head start into a new chapter of your life. And I have written down more, but I think since the video is already getting pretty long, I will continue this in the next video and make a part 2. So if you resonated with this one, you can check out the part 2. I will link it as well. And I thank you very much for watching. Be well and safe travels.